your first workout with the pitchers?
My impressions, my impressions are that Tim Bogart and the coaching staff did a fabulous job of executing a plan for the pitchers and the catchers, and I think from my observation and everything that they reported back, it went okay. Went real well.
Well, you seem to be going from field to field to field. What kind of things do you try to do here in these first couple of days as far as working with the pitchers, talking to the pitchers, and some of the things you try to...
Just getting to know people. You know, there's something different going on in every field. You know, it's a different fundamental, and so we're jotting down strengths and weaknesses, figuring out how we have to continue the workouts, and I like to see guys. You know, when someone tells me about a guy's backhand, I want to kind of know what he means. And when he tells me about something on his pickoff, I want to know what he means. So if I say something to him, I'm reinforcing what they're saying. You know, here's in stereo.
Bobby, is part of that being you, or were you this active defense?
I'm not good at comparing, you know.
Is that the way you've always done it?
That's the way I've always done it. I just like to, you know, see it and feel it. And a lot of times, you know, I think with the Mets, I know with the Mets, you know, there was a tower at times where you could kind of make a shorter walk around and see a lot of stuff that's going on. In Japan, there were 3 fields, so there weren't 6, so it was a little easier walk.
Bobby, a few times you were and Bogey were using the flip cams, you know, during drills. What does that help you with?
All the guys have flip cams, and you know, we're just going to try to see if we're planning our work, if we're working our plan. You know, specifically, some of the stuff I guess was for timing. You know, I want to see if we're going to practice something. I like to have it as close to game real as possible. Otherwise, you know, why bother? So, you know, we're looking at timing, like when the ball's coming off the bat and where the pitcher is in his throwing motion to simulate where he will be in a game. I'm not sure what other little things were. We had some moves that we have cataloged. It's just to see it, you know, see it again, see it in slow motion if we want to. You know, once you get it on the camera.
Last year, the pitching defense were a bit spotty at times. Are you going to try to improve that aspect?
John, I like our pitching and our defense to improve. Absolutely. I like to have our pitching defense improve. You know, we struck out a lot of guys and we threw a lot of fly balls. So, you know, some of the statistics on our team aren't fair, where you might see we're last in a lot of categories, but that's because we were last in a lot of categories, I guess. Yeah, we weren't really good at a lot of stuff other than pitching the ball, I guess. And hopefully we can improve on that. Might win a game or two.
Those video clips in the clubhouse of pitchers fielding, where did that come from? You were running on the TV. Where did that idea come from? Where did you sort of...
Just what I try to do is I try to put here a little reinforcement of what we're going to do out of here. So that Billy's been working all winter, the poor guy, and he's done a great job of, you know, of doing things that we're going to do. We're going to, you know, when we get relays, we'll have relays, and when we get rundowns, we'll have rundowns. Just so there's a little visual, mental reinforcement of what we're going to try to do out here.
Is that something you tell the guys to look out for, or do you just expect them?
It's an obvious thing, huh? Yeah. We're not going to have a classroom and say, "See that?" But they were looking at it, and you know, it's cool, I guess. Just get them back in the swing.
Bobby, what's the thought behind having pitchers take swings this early in spring?
The thought was that I felt the American League lost the World Championship because they didn't have a slash play. And when there's men at first and second in Game 6, and the Cardinals put the wheel play on, and they were standing in the batter's box, and the bunt went foul, that if that was a slash, they call off the bunt, the wheel play. They move one guy over, it becomes second and third, and the Rangers are world champions. And I think these guys want to be the world champions. So I just thought if they can work on a fundamental, a technique now of bunting and slashing, then that time before interleague play where we get them to come out and practice, they can already have a foundation on what they might be asked to do. And then again, if it's before the playoffs and they're doing it again, they just build on that foundation.
Bobby, what is the progression the trainers have set for Carl in terms of swinging back?
Wow.
Have more information.
Carl is going to jump out of the box. It looks like he's feeling great. And I told you yesterday that we were going to have him evaluated firsthand and set that schedule. And I don't know what it is. It's not this week.
Is he
But
not swinging?
He's not going to
form?
swing, as far as I know, this week. He's going to work, as he did yesterday, he's working on some timing, one-handed swing drills. He's throwing. He's going to work his base running. So that the swing, when the swing comes, I think he'll be able to jumpstart it, because he's doing a lot of things now.
Bobby, he said yesterday his expectation was to hopefully be ready for opening day. Is
that what he said?
Yes. Is that realistic?
Again, I hate to have the calendar dictate the health of a player. So, I mean, it seems realistic, I guess, if he's close to hitting, but we'll take it, as we all do.
I mentioned to Daisuke that when you were a broadcaster, you were critical of the Red Sox for turning Dice into a fastball sliding pitcher, and you thought he should have used all of his pitches. He said that was part of your conversation with him yesterday. Can you elaborate a little bit on how you would like to see him pitch once he's healthy?
I'd like to see him pitch effectively, and I don't want him to be someone else. I just want him to be himself. And I saw him pitch in Japan, and he had a very good changeup. And he explained to me yesterday that the ball really was a problem when he got here in having the feel for that changeup. And so, because the pitch developed so late in his years, like the middle of his second year, where he was kind of comfortable throwing it, that it never got incorporated into his repertoire in the game. And I said, well, the ball's comfortable to you now. Let's, regroup and come back with a full arsenal. I don't want him to be a two-pitch pitcher. I don't want him to be a cutter-sinker pitcher. I don't think that's him. I don't want anybody to be anything that they're not. And he's no different.
Well, a lot of attention's been given in the last day about new rules and new policies that you may be implementing. Can you talk about what specifically you plan to change and why?
I don't know. I don't know if there's specific things. I'll just adjust the situations as they move along. I don't know that there's any major changes down here. I mean, I talked about people riding the bus. I hear that they did it anyway. Everyone did it.
Will that be mandatory?
No, I mean mandatory. Yeah, it'll be mandatory with exception, of course. Of course. I mean, mandatory. That's the way we're going to do it, of course. And if somebody needs to drive for a particular situation, of course we'll let reason rule. Of course.
Bobby, Ben has talked about how you've done so many things, trying to implement it and that with the staff and try to come up with a game plan for what to do down here and everything else. Did it feel nice to get out there and to start it?
Yeah, it's great to be out there and not be talking about it, to see guys doing it. We have a great group of athletes. This is very impressive to see. When John mentioned that the defense wasn't good, it's not because they're not capable of playing defense. They're a very, very athletic group of pitchers, and they seem willing and able on day one to do everything that's necessary to improve their skills.